Hello, hello. So today I'm going to share with you a meditation. I'm not going to be guiding it. I just want to share this meditation. It's something that you can take with you and practice in your own time. It's a semi-contemplative meditation, but it's a meditation for the heart. I'm going to share two meditations in this video and the next one. And they are both practices to help your physical, emotional body. So this meditation came to me inspired from the Taoist meditation, the Inner Smile, which, if you haven't heard of, is a very beautiful meditation where you tune into each organ of the body and you imagine smiling at it and you imagine it smiling back. I've guided people through this in Yoga Nidra, and we've gone really deeply into it with gratitude, and it's a beautiful practice. So this meditation came to me one day after I got really angry at my kids. So if you're a parent, I'm sure you recognise there are times when sometimes the kids can push us a little bit too far. I think on this occasion, my kids were fighting, and I find it really challenging when my kids are fighting. I have to protect this one with my life from danger, and I have to protect this one from my life with danger, and they're both fighting with each other and causing each other extreme danger, and computer just says no. And so I'm like, stop! In this occasion, they weren't listening, and I had to summon so much energy to get between them and to stop this fight that it literally left my heart feeling burnt out. And I probably did get a bit angry afterwards because I don't like I just don't like it. It does my head in. But on this occasion, I think so much fire flowed through my heart that it literally left me feeling burnt out. So this practice can be a great practice if if you've just been really angry, if you've sustained a shock, anything that's discombobulated your heart, and anything that's left your heart feeling either just completely out of sorts, or for me on this occasion, I was literally numb. I couldn't feel anything. I just a burnt out husk is the best way I can describe how I felt. And so usually, if something like this would happen, which thankfully is not so often, but if something like this would happen, I would just endure the day of having not much feeling and feeling kind of a bit shit really, and then I'd go to bed, and the next morning I'd wake up and I'd feel a bit more online, and I'd feel back together. I'd feel back online again. So on this occasion, I went to bed. I woke up the next day, and my heart still felt burnt out, which for me was a concern because that had never happened before. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? I still can't feel anything. So after being up for a little while, I took myself back to bed and I laid in bed, and I literally just knew I had to have a conversation with my heart. And so one of the things that I feel to be true is that we exist in like a fractal reality, and there are systems within systems within systems, and within each of these systems, all the small pieces within those systems knows what to do. So like the earth is a system. It has a weather system, it has ocean systems, it has animals and all the different things within this certain realm to keep things in balance. I guess we as humans appear to be one of the few things in the system that doesn't quite understand our place, and we've gone a little bit out of kilter with it, but I'm not going to get distracted by that because we're coming back into alignment. I think nature only allows things to go out of alignment for so long before they're brought back into alignment, because the whole system needs things to be in alignment. And so within our human body, things can go out of alignment, called illness or mental illness, all of the different things that we suffer from. Interestingly, being the biology that's out of alignment with our system, we are now experiencing in our microcosmic systems unalignments and problems that probably wouldn't be there if we were in harmonic alignment with the system that we live within. So on this particular occasion, backtracking. So each of these systems is intelligent. So I'm an animist, which means I believe all things to have consciousness, all things to have sentience, and to be aware in their own way. So, okay, a tree doesn't have opposable thumbs, It doesn't have this grey matter it doesn't have a brain and a head, so it doesn't function in the same way that we do. But it doesn't mean it doesn't have sentience. It doesn't mean it doesn't have awareness. And as our technology is getting a little bit more sophisticated, and as our curiosity is getting more sophisticated, we're starting to realize that actually the trees communicate. The plants communicate. They have pheromones, they have hormones, they can tell if they're being attacked by a certain bug. They can send messages downwind to the other trees that this is happening, and the other trees can start to mount a response before those insects reach them. This is intelligence. So if people try and tell me that life isn't sentient, it just doesn't fit my construct, basically. So within that construct that everything has intelligence, it means that within my own body, everything has its own intelligence. And okay, things can go out of alignment because of living slightly out of alignment already, but they can be brought back into alignment. And so my heart, my liver, my spleen, my stomach, my digestive tract, my blood system, my lymphatic system, all of these systems, they know how to function, and they are intelligent, and they have their own sentience to know what they need to do. So on this particular occasion, my behaviour disrupted the system of my heart and knocked it off. And so I went and lay down and I had a conversation with my heart. I didn't have an expectation of an outcome. I just knew I had to do this because I couldn't bear how it felt. It felt so out of alignment. So I lied down, and the first thing I did was remorse. I acknowledged my part within what had happened. So I'm not talking about shame or guilt or blame. I don't believe those things are useful to us. But remorse has a place for me. And remorse is simply feeling the effect of what I've done without those slightly shadowy emotions and indulgences, because shame and blame and they're almost like indulgences where we get stuck in a bit of a feedback loop of feeling bad, and they're not so helpful. But remorse is acknowledging and taking responsibility for our actions, our thoughts, words and deeds. And so I acknowledged my place within it. I had lost my shit. I had got angry at my kids, and my heart was suffering because of that. So I sat with it and I apologized to it, and I owned my part in it. And after some time of just being, and also I think I backtracked to other times when I've behaved in ways that haven't been so beneficial for the other systems that function within me, and I just owned it and saw that those things happen, that I make those mistakes without falling into a great huge amount of indulgent shame and poor me and woe betide, blah 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 blah. And so then after spending some time just being with a little bit of remorse, I then looked to the good, looked to the gratitude, and I started to draw memories of all the beautiful experiences I've shared with my heart, because basically my heart is my best friend. It's been with me since I was in the womb. It came into being right at the beginning of, well, not quite right at the beginning, but very close to my conception, maybe 6 weeks or something afterwards. And so my heart has been with me on this whole journey, as part of the being that I call Yeshe. And it's experienced everything I've experienced. It's experienced all the emotions, all the highs, all the lows. Every interaction I've ever had, it's experienced it with me. And so I then spent a bit of time just expressing gratitude at all that it's been through with me, and gratitude for the ups and the downs, that it just was with me, and that we went through these things together. And what a ride, you know? So just really honouring the journey that I as a whole being, and my heart as a whole being, what we've been on together. And so I was in bed for maybe 15 minutes doing this, just acknowledging, appreciating, giving gratitude to my heart, giving gratitude to my heart for continuing to beat. Because in my family line, in my women's, my lineage of blood, heart has been a problem. Hearts have been damaged. I think my great-great-great-grandmother sustained heart and illness problems. My grandmother died of a heart attack. My own mother has suffered several heart situations, And so I've been aware of that, and I've been working more intimately with my heart, because I understand that we've had that ancestral line to realign, to bring back into harmony and back into strength. And so acknowledging and conversing and gratitude, sharing gratitude with your heart, is a very powerful thing to do. So I spent maybe 15 minutes in my bed contemplating, communicating, showing gratitude with my heart. And after some time it felt like, yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you, heart. Thank you for understanding, and thanks for being here with me on this journey. And then I kind of just finished the meditation, not sure how, but just finished it. Got out of bed and went into the room where my kids were, and immediately it was like my heart was back online. It was just fine. It was absolutely realigned and back to its normal self. So there, just wanted to share that with you, because it's a very powerful meditation, especially in these times when we're experiencing so many ups and downs, so many heartbreaks, so many challenges, so much crazy stuff going on in the world. It's really beneficial to have communion with your heart, time and again. Okay, many thanks.